Hey friends, I recently had an urge for some book therapy. Typically what I would do is go to one of my independent bookstores, browse for probably an hour, pick one or two that I wanted to purchase, and then go to a coffee house and start reading the book. When I need book therapy, that's, when life gets stressful or you're having a low mood day or whatever the reason. Because actually, even when I'm in a good mood, I need book therapy. But I am on a book buying ban, and I am committed to that book buying ban. So instead, I went to the library and did my book therapy there. So I have 2 stacks of library books that don't help me read what's on my shelves, but do help me stay on my book buying ban. So I feel like it's a win. So I'm going to go through the library books that I got, and hopefully I can read some of them. Let's hope. Of holds. Let's go over the holds first. What were the holds? Oh, these 2 were my holds. So I have The Night Visitor by Lucy Atkins. I heard about Lucy Atkins from I follow Claire Fuller on Instagram, and she did an event with Lucy Atkins. And so I looked up Lucy's books, and they sounded like something I might want to try. So The Night Visitor is Professor Olivia Sweetman has worked hard to achieve the life of her dreams with a high-flying career as a TV presenter and historian, 3 children, and a talented husband. But as she stands before a crowd at the launch party of her new blockbuster book about a pioneering female surgeon of the Victorian era, she can barely pretend to smile. Her perfect life is, in fact, a desperate tangle of lies. And if the truth were to come out, she would lose everything. Okay, I don't want to read any more of that, but that sounds like a good... The dog likes to be right next to me when I'm on camera. The other one, so this was a book club book for Krista at Books and Jams, her Patreon book club a while ago. This is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a nonfiction. My hold for this just came in. And I feel like the book club was forever ago. I don't even remember when it was. Maybe January? I feel like maybe we did this book in January. And it's June, and this book just came in. I don't know. So I went ahead and got it. It has no renewals on it. It's about proven ways to build good habits and break bad ones. So I'll explore that a little bit. And then I just went perusing. Oh, there was one more hold I got. Sorry. That is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Tesha Moshfegh. This book I read before, but Caitlin at Bandy's Books is doing a book club. and this is the pick. I read it many years ago when it came out, actually. When did you come out? Came out in 2018, and I didn't like it. I think I gave it a 2-star, but I'm willing to try it again. So we'll see. If I'm getting the same feelings that I got last time, I just won't read it. Okay, so based on my video about mystery and thriller writers I want to try, I decided to get Grady Hendrix' How to Sell a Haunted House. I wanted the Final Girl Support Group, but I was doing book therapy and it was what was on the shelves at the time at the library. So this is the one they had. They have something else of his, I can't remember. So I'm not going to read synopsis for thrillers because I don't want to ruin anything. And then this book I got was recently reviewed by Lori at Books, Ink, and Paper. This is What Happened to the Bennetts by Lisa Scottolini. From what Lori said, it's like a book about a family that witnesses something and they have to go into hiding, and it's like they vanish. I don't really want to read the synopsis. I've tried Lisa Scottolini's nonfiction and didn't really vibe with it, but I want to try this one. Then I picked up The Happy Couple by Naisha Dolan. She wrote Exciting Times, and I remember enjoying that book, but it's been a while since I read that one. This is Meet Celine and Luke, for all intents and purposes, the happy couple. Luke, a serial cheater, and Celine, more interested in piano than domestic life, plan to marry in a year. Archie, the best man, should be moving on from his love for Luke and up the corporate ladder, but he finds himself utterly stuck. Phoebe, the bridesmaid and Celine's sister, just wants to get to the bottom of Luke's frequent, unexplained disappearances. And Vivian, a wedding guest, is the only one with any emotional distance and observes her friends like ants in a colony. That sounds interesting, and I know that I like Naisha Dolan's writing style, so I was excited to see that. So there was a book on the new fiction shelf by Stephen Graham Jones. I forget what it was called, but it was the third in a trilogy. And so I went to the regular section to find the first one in the trilogy, which is My Heart is a Chainsaw, I think. They didn't have that one, so I put in a request for it. And then I picked up The Only Good Indians. This is a standalone, just to see if I like his writing, if it's too much for me. And then I went to check out, and the librarian told me that this has some animal cruelty in it. So this might be a no-go. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. If you've read The Only Good Indians, let me know if you think this is gonna be okay for me. I can't do animal cruelty. But in a book like, I gotta say, there's Kala. When I read Kala by Colin Walsh, there is animal cruelty in there. But I was prepared for it. Someone told me about it. And when I got to the section, they didn't tell me where in the book, but I could tell I was in the section it was coming in. I could skip that section. I'm just saying, like, if I know if it's one section and I can skip it and it's not integral to the plot, then I can move forward with it. And Kala was a great book. I'm glad that I could just skip over that part. But yeah, is this something that I can just skip over, the animal cruelty? I mean, I know it's horror, so probably not, but we'll see. So if you like books, you might, this one just kind of jumped out at me. The Department of Rare Books and Special Collections by Eva Jerkitz. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. This is basically about a librarian who has to run, she's a librarian of rare books department at a large university. Her boss has a stroke and she has to run the department, and she notices that a rare manuscript is missing. And when she reports it, the police basically are like, be quiet, just do your job, keep the donors happy. And then another coworker goes missing or stops showing up for work, and she has to kind of look into her coworkers' lives to find out what's going on. This is a debut, and I'm really excited to give this a try. This is a nonfiction that just kind of caught me off. Like, I just finished a book that had similar kind of themes about it, and this was on the new nonfiction section, so I thought I would just see what it's about. This is Data Baby by Susanna Breslin. Basically, her parents, true story, her parents sign her up for a research experiment when she's a baby, and how that impacts her life as she grows up and as an adult, all those things. So I'm interested to read this. It sounds a bit strange, but totally true. So kind of curious about that. Okay, and this last one I got, it was in stock on the new fiction shelf, and this is Dazzling by Chikadali Emulandu. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. I have seen this before when it was, I think it came out in the UK first, and I saw it on some of the UK booktubers channels, and it definitely interests me. This is Treasure and her mother lost everything when Treasure's father died. Haggling for scraps in the market, Treasure meets a man who promises to change their fortunes, but his feet are hovering just a few inches above the ground. He's a spirit, and he promises to bring Treasure's beloved father back to life if she'll do one terrible thing for him first. Azamina has an itch in the middle of her back. It's an itch that speaks to her patrilineal destiny, an honor never before bestowed upon a girl, to defend the land and protect its people by becoming a leopard. Her father impressed upon her what an honor this was before he vanished, but it's one she couldn't want less. She has enough to worry about as she tries to fit in at a new boarding school. As the two girls reckon with their burgeoning wildness and the legacy of their missing fathers, Azumina's fellow students start to vanish. Treasure's obligation to the spirit escalate, and Azumina's duty of protection as a leopard grows. Soon the girls' destinies and choices alike set them on a dangerous collision course. Ultimately, they must ask themselves, in a world that always says no to women, what must two young girls sacrifice to get what is theirs? So it sounds really cool. The cover is pretty awesome. That is, how many library books do you think that I can read in a short amount of time? Plus the books that I already need to for book club and stuff. Oh, this isn't even all of them. Oh my God. Okay. Whew, that was exhausting. How many of these will I read? Who knows? But this is how I'm doing book therapy during my book buying ban. What do you have out from the library? Have you read any of these? Let me know in the comments. I hope you're having a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.